To begin, I want to pay tribute to Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese Zen master who passed away earlier this year. In a way, nothing in this world is uncharted because we have foreigners like him who showed us the way. But everything is also uncharted because we live in times that are different from our foreigners. Whether charted or uncharted, one thing is clear. You and I are on the same path together. And this is a path of collective well-being, according to the insight of Interbeing, articulated by Thich Nhat Hanh. But what's this insight of Interbeing? To understand it, I invite you to take out a tangerine from your bag. And yes, I invite you to join in this exercise. So now, hold tangerine in your hand with your 100% attention. Can you feel its weight? Can you feel its texture? Can you feel its temperature? Then you can take closer to your nose. Then breathe in and breathe out. Do you smell it? Yeah, it smells sweet and pleasant. And when we look deeply into this tangerine, we begin to see that the tangerine was able to grow only thanks to sunshine, rain, soil, microbes, and many other things. We also see that we can enjoy this tangerine only thanks to farmers, truck drivers, shopkeepers, and many other people who helped this tangerine travel to our hands. And this is the insight of Interbeing. The tangerine and us are part of the vast tapestry of life. And this insight makes us grateful to all the beings that make it possible for us to enjoy this tangerine. And with that sense of gratitude, you can put back your tangerine into your bag. Yeah, thank you. But when we look deeply into this tangerine, we also begin to see various sufferings in it. How much pesticides and chemicals harmful to the environment were used in producing it? How much fossil fuels were used in transporting it? Were farmers and truck drivers paid fair wage? Here, the insight of Interbeing opens up this space for critically reflecting on how we are part of the ecological, economic, and other sufferings in the world. And this is where mindfulness practice meets social science. Mindfulness practice helps us cultivate this awareness of what's happening in our minds, our thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations. Then social science helps us expand this awareness from what's happening in our minds to what's happening in the world. And with this expanded awareness, we begin to see how sufferings are not only individual problems, but systemic ones caused by economic, political, and social structures we have created. Take another example, stress from work. Many of us feel worried about meeting deadlines, overwhelmed with multiple obligations, and anxious about being judged by our peers and superiors. Sure, we can practice mindfulness to reduce our stress. Breathing, I observe anxiety in my mind and breathe out. I let it go. Then I come back to the present and refocus on what needs to be done. But this is simply coping with stress at the individual level. And this doesn't address the systemic causes of stress. The culture that legitimates overwork, the economy that champions profit, the education system that naturalizes constant judgment, and so on. Here, with social science, we can begin to see how various tensions in our individual minds are connected with larger structural issues in society. But the crucial question is how we can draw on mindfulness and social science to change society. At first glance, structural issues in society, such as work-related stress, inequalities, and climate change, look so big and beyond our control. It looks as if only governments and corporations were in a position to make any meaningful impact. But the insight of Interbeing tells us we can play a part. So when I become concerned about a particular issue, I first look into my mind. Breathing, I observe anger, fear, prejudice, worry, or any mental tension regarding the issue. Then I breathe out. Then I let it go. As my mind becomes less clouded, my field of vision expands, so to speak. But I don't strive to expand my field of vision. No striving. Instead, I simply clear my mind. And this simple clearing creates space for expanding my awareness of the issue with social science and the greater degree of detachment that comes with it. Then I begin to see new angles on the issue, new ideas for the next step, and new action plans. As Thich Nhat Hanh said, the way out is in. And once I begin to act, moving from the way in to the way out, I try to maintain the clarity and expansiveness of my awareness throughout many small steps I need to take. And if my action is accompanied by a clear and expansive awareness, it naturally creates space for finding like-minded individuals and collaborating with them. But of course, it can take time to learn to create such awareness through mindfulness and social science. But if you are interested, you can get started right away with the following steps. And here again, I invite you to take out your tangerine and join me in this exercise. First, is there anything you feel concerned about in your life right now? Look at this tangerine. This is your mind. Can you observe any thoughts, feelings, or bodily sensations associated with a personal concern? This is a practice of mindfulness. And second, do you feel there's a connection between your personal concern and larger structural issues in society? Can you clarify the connection? This is a practice of social science. Then finally, how do you wish to take care of your personal concern and relevant structural issues in the direction of collective well-being? Can you maintain a clear and expansive awareness to let you join hands with like-minded individuals? This is the beginning of social change, no matter how small it may be. So thank you. Now you can put back your tangerine into your bag again, and you can savor it later. And these small steps we make are like small trails. And these trails are headed in the same direction. Sooner or later, they will merge to form a single path. And there, we'll have created and charted the path of collective well-being together. And if that happens, Singapore Management University will acquire a very nice nickname, Singapore Mindfulness University, SMU for short. Okay, thank you.